and welcome to this session. Today, we will be having exercises on interrogative pronouns. If that expression frightens you, do not worry, because you don't have to remember any of these technical expressions. You just have to understand the usage. And how do you have to understand the usage? By learning the theory behind it, or probably looking at the sentences, studying them in consummate detail? Not at all. You just have to understand them with your gut, with your intuition. That's all you have to do. But how does your intuition get built? It gets built when you practice the three primal methods: spontaneous speech, shadowing, and of course, coterie talk. Not just that, you also are doing grammar exercises. Now, even if you have not been present, I'm talking to the live participants right now, even if you did not attend the classes when we discussed pronouns, right? Still, you can attend the questions. And as for those participants who are watching or following this course on YouTube, I can assure you that the fact that you probably didn't catch a video or two when the grammatical parts, when the theoretical parts were being explained, will not be an impediment in your solving the questions, solving the grammar exercises that we'll be doing today. So our learned participants will be solving grammar exercises, essential grammar exercises, exercises pertaining to interrogative pronouns. What are interrogative pronouns? Well, when you use such expressions which have to do with questioning, interrogation, you see, questioning, which, whom, who, such expressions. So it'll suffice to understand that whom, who, which, etc., 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 etc. are what? Interrogative pronouns, right? Expressions that turn a sentence into a question, a normal sentence, a normal positive sentence into a question. That's what interrogative pronouns do. Now, when we take up the exercises, you will understand interrogative pronouns even better. But before we do that, let's say hello to our learned participants, right? And yes, as for the agenda of the class, we'll be having a very brief discussion with the participants right now when we say hello to them. Thereafter, we'll start with the exercises, and probably these two parts, these two phases of the session will consume about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes, maybe an hour. Thereafter, we'll be having two spontaneous speech demonstrations from our learned participants. So roughly, this session is going to be somewhere between 1 hour and 1.5 hours. So kindly bear. I mean, you have to, because you are here to improve, right? This investment in time is really going to pay you rich dividends. So let's now start the session. Let's say hello to our learned participants. Here we go. Vamsi, good evening.
Good evening, Biswajit.
How are you?
Fantastico. I have never been better before.
Wow. That sounds so wonderful. That sounds so wonderful. And I am very happy, Vamsi, that you have already started working on the primal methods. And if you keep practicing these methods for the next, say, 4 odd months or so, or maybe earlier, if you intensify the efforts, even 2 months will do. Your spoken English will be reaching unprecedented heights. And I promise you that. Okay? Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for finding time.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Vamsi. Sneha, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
How are you, Sneha?
I am absolutely fabulous, sir, and I've never been better before.
Good. That's like Sneha. Wonderful. What does Sneha mean? What does Sneha or Sneha mean?
Sneha means love.
It means love.
Yeah.
It means true affection. And when we talk about love, when we talk about true affection, we are talking about one of the highest divine principles, one of the highest spiritual principles. Because we don't love. What we call love, we have discussed this before, what we call love is actually attachment. If we learn the art of love, most of our troubles will be over, right? Because when we love without conditions. We love without expectations. We love one and all, right? We just don't love our people, but we consider everyone as a part of the same stock, part of the same divine stock, the stock of the Satchid Ananda. Okay, that's another way of seeing things. So your name is also so beautiful, right? Just like everybody else's name. I'll not single out any one name. Okay, so it's a beautiful name, Sneha, and you are um, as beautiful in your heart, and you actually give those beautiful, vibrant, positive vibes to all of us. In fact, you were the one who started this culture of saying, "Oh, I have never been better before," right? You started the culture. Thank you for that. And thank you for finding time out. Okay, right. Okay, thank you. Nitesh, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How
How
are
is
you?
sir?
Oh, fantastico. I have never been better before. How are you, my dear?
I am fantastic. I have never been better before.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, what a beautiful speech you delivered, that friendship speech, right? You spoke about, I'll will be posting my comments later, but I really loved your speech and the way you are progressing. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, I'm talking about the regular exercises that I give to my live participants. In fact, you can also be a live participant in the next batch. If you like the way we are moving forward, you can be a live participant as well, right? So I'm talking about the performance of Nitesh on one of the on the exercise that I had given yesterday. And you did a remarkable job, Nitesh, as always. I love listening to you, right? Love listening to everybody, in fact. Love listening to Sushmita, Manisha, Lekha, everyone. Okay, moving on. Thank you, Nitesh, for finding time. Okay, moving on now. Um, Manisha, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, great. I've never been better before. How are you?
Same here. I have also never been better before.
Wonderful to see that. That wonderful magical smile playing on your lips actually is indicative of the positivity within you. And it is not just helping you emerge emerge as a champion. It is making everybody a champ and inspiring everybody to become a champ. Be like this always, right? Be uh,
Sure, sir.
spread your light to one and all. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
finding
sir.
time out, Manisha.
Thank
Right.
you, sir.
Okay. Sushmita, good evening. The celeb. Okay, go ahead. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, great. Fantastic. Fantabulous. Fabulous. I've never been better before. How are you?
Sir, I am top of the world and I have never been better before too.
Oh, wonderful. Great to know that, Sushmita. And that vibrant, lovely smile spreads so much of positivity. Thank you for doing this. You are not just helping your co-learners, but you are helping the world as well. I truly admire your services, the kind of services that you are providing to all potential CSS aspirants. So I truly admire your job, truly respect you for all the good work that you're doing. Just the way I said to Manisha, I say this to you also and to every other participant. Spread your wonderful spiritual light, the glow inside you, the divine glow inside you to one and all, right? You can make a difference to the world, which you're already doing, and you will in future as well. Thank you, Sushmita, for
Thank you,
finding
sir.
time out. Right. Okay. And then there's my best friend. Good evening, Lekha. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I am very, very good and I am on the top of the world. How are
And
you? And I have never been better before.
yes, okay. I am also on the top of the world. In fact, I am on the top of the moon, probably because the southern hemisphere of the moon can also be reckoned as the top of the moon, you see, because there's nothing such down and top in the space. So I have
Yes.
gone with Chandrayaan 3 to the south pole of moon, and I'm there, right? Standing close to a crater and watching all that is happening over there. It's a proud moment for India, and it's a proud moment for me and for you and for everybody else. And yes, I'm on the top of the moon. And tomorrow, since I'm getting better by the day, I'm getting better with regard to the state of happiness by the day. Tomorrow, probably I'll be on the top of Mars. Day after, on the top of Jupiter, right? And this way, I'll keep moving till I reach the Andromeda galaxy, where I can catch that green creature and learn a lot from him, right? So thank you, Lekha, for finding time out. It is so good to have you here. And thank you for all the admiration and all the affection that you shower on all of us, right? You are such a wonderful student to have. You're such a wonderful co-learner. I'm speaking on behalf of your friends as well. You are not just a great student, you are a great co-learner as well, right? I'm sure each one of us, each one of your co-learners is also proud of you, right? Thank you so much for finding time out, Lekha.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Okay. Who is knowledge personified? Who is knowledge personified? Raise your hands. Raise your hands. Look at her. Look at this girl.
I am here, sir.
Look at this girl. She can be so arrogant. Look at me. I am knowledge personified, right? She can stake a claim on being knowledge herself. Look at her. I just asked a question and she raised her hand. Isha, come on. You are knowledge personified.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes. Give her a huge round of applause for saying that. Please, all of you, give her a huge round of applause. That is what you should say. In fact, you should say it with greater force. You should say, yes, I am knowledge personified. Yes, I am. And do not you dare challenge me. Okay? So you say that. So good to have
Yes,
you,
sir.
Isha. Again, that characteristic magical smile. I'm so happy that you are here with us, and you are such a great co-learner for your friends and such a great student. I'm so proud of you. Your co-learners are also, I'm sure, very proud of you. And this, we are also happy that you have found time out today again to join us, right? Today is a Friday, by the way, no partying, huh? Don't worry, we'll be
Yes,
partying.
sir.
We'll be partying very soon. All of us will be partying very soon. We'll have some sumptuous lunch together. All right. Thank you, Isha, for finding time out. All right. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Good evening, Kirti. Kirti, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
Sir, I'm at cloud nine and I have never been better before.
Wow, what a reply. What a reply. Fantastic. So good to hear that. Kirti, how's your practice going?
It's going well, but yes, I have not been practicing for shadowing files for 2 days, but now I will continue it for daily.
Don't miss out on shadowing, my dear. Shadowing is very important. Very important.
Yes.
Thank you for finding time out. And thank you for joining us again. Thank you for being a part of this family, Kirti. We are so proud of you. All right. Pallavi, good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, dear. Pallavi, good evening. Probably you are traveling, I know, but can you just unmute your mic and say good evening to us? Okay. Pallavi is traveling, so it's difficult for her to speak. No problem. We move on to Seema. Seema has joined after a long time. Seema, good evening. Can you put the camera on, please? There you
Yes,
are.
sir. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, fantastico. I have never been better before. And how are you?
I am also very good and great.
Good and great. That's not acceptable.
Okay. I have never been better before, sir.
Good. And how was your trip to Rajasthan?
Trip was so wonderful, sir,
Good.
because I love family gatherings always. So it
Absolutely.
regenerates me. So
Of
it's a
course,
great
of course.
time.
Of course, I
Yes.
completely understand. Completely understand. I will be starting out the exercises now. Pallavi, you are exempted from the exercises since you are traveling. The rest of the learned friends will be answering the questions. Okay? All right. Shivam joined, but it seems there is some technical difficulty. That is why. Why is Pranjal saying sorry, everyone?
Actually, sir, Shivam is in train. He's traveling.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, no problem. And what
Yes,
about Pranjal?
Pranjal is saying sorry because he was unmuted, that's why.
Okay, don't have to be that formal. All right. So let's start with the exercises. Here we go. I've already told you what are interrogative pronouns. So not to worry. Simply understand, oh, the solutions page was up here. No problem. There we go. All right. Now, straight away, today I'll not be solving any problem for you. You will give me the answer right away. But after I finish reading the question, you have to use an interrogative pronoun. What are the interrogative pronouns for all practical reasons? Who, whom, whose, what, which. These are words which actually are elements of questioning. That is why if you use these expressions in a sentence, the sentence becomes a question. That is why these expressions are called interrogative pronouns, right? As simple as that. Let's make it simple. Don't have to remember any rules. Don't have to remember that they are called interrogative pronouns. Please, just give me a break. I've told you umpteen times. No need to remember rules. Just see the usage. That's it. And that too, we are, of course, doing grammar exercises that are relatively easy now. When we start with the more complicated parts of grammar, things will become difficult. Right now, it's easy, I understand, but do not be under the impression that life is going to be as easy as it is right now in grammar. Right now, it's a cakewalk. I understand that. Okay, exercise 1. Fill in the blanks with the appropriate interrogative pronoun. Dash is the author of the book. Dash is the author of the book. Vamsi.
Who is the author of the book?
Who is the author of this book? Who is the author of this book? Who is the author of this book? We are asking a question, right? Nitesh. Dash. Dash, do you want to eat for dinner? Dash, do you want to eat for dinner?
What do you want to eat for dinner?
What do you want to eat for dinner is correct. Manisha. Dash, does this backpack belong to?
Whose does this backpack belong to? Whose does this backpack belong to?
Take another chance, Manisha. Actually, the classical answer would be whom. Whom does this belong to? Right? But since that is not there, that alternative is not there, and you have who, the answer here to my mind, going by the colloquial styles that we find in the society, in the contemporary world, to my mind, who should be the answer. Whose would mean whose. Whose is this can be asked, but who does this backpack belong to? If you ask me, both the answers are incorrect. But if we have to find a lesser incorrect answer, probably that would be who. Who does this backpack belong to is acceptable because in colloquial styles, especially in the United States of America, we see whom being completely put into oblivion. They don't use whom at all. We say things like Who do you want to talk to? Who do you want to meet? Actually, the sentences should have been, whom do you want to meet? Whom do you want to talk to? But spoken English has evolved and it has changed so much. I mustn't say evolved, but it has changed. And these days, the expression whom is rarely used, although I encourage you to use whom, right? Because whom is classical Queen's English and you must use whom. I use whom. I love the classical styles. Okay. All right. Moving on. It's not your mistake, Manisha, because the alternatives are not good here. Right. I acknowledge that when the question was framed, probably our team should have looked into the alternatives more closely. Right. All right. Sushmita, dash did you meet at the party?
Whom did you meet at the party?
Whom did you meet at the party? Correct. Lekha, dash color do you prefer for the walls? Unmute yourself, my dear. Lekha, unmute yourself.
Which color do you prefer for the walls?
Correct. Which color do you prefer for the walls? Right? What color do you prefer for the walls? Will also do. Not that it'll not do. For spoken purposes, it'll do. But which is more correct? Which color do you prefer for the walls is more correct. All right. Moving on. Kirti. Dash is knocking on the door. Dash is knocking on the door.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
actually I was not here. Sir, which question is?
Dash is knocking on the door.
Yes, who is knocking on the door?
Who is knocking on the door is correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Pallavi. Dash movie did you watch last night? Dash movie. Which movie did you watch last night?
Did you watch?
Correct, Pallavi. And I'm so glad you have participated. I thought of exempting you, and I will, in case you cannot, if you don't get the network. But as long as you can participate in the quiz, it'll be very heartening. It'll be very good. You are spot on, my dear. Which movie did you watch last night? Correct. All right. For some reasons, Seema seems to have disconnected. Seema seems to have probably the network issues were there, so she is not here with us right now. So moving on. All right, Vamsi. Dash opinion do you value the most?
Whose opinion do you value the most?
Whose opinion do you value the most? Spot on. Nitesh, dash is your favorite subject in school?
Which is your favorite subject in school?
Correct. Which is your favorite subject in school is correct, classically correct. But what is your favorite subject in school would also not be wrong in the spoken sense. Okay? Thank you so much. Moving on. So these are the solutions. Now, exercise 2. Manisha, you have to combine these two sentences. I'll combine the first one so that you can combine the second. Right? Today I'm changing the system. Earlier I used to ask you to repeat, but today you will do the second sentence. This is slightly more complicated than the first set of questions that you had in exercise 1. That is why I'm solving the first one, the question number 1 for all of you. So rewrite each sentence using an interrogative pronoun. Now goes without saying that there can be more than one ways to answering each of these questions. So it's not necessary that the answers should tally with the solutions given. Your answers can vary. All right. So she is the person. You met the person yesterday. If I have to combine these two sentences, what should I say? She is the person whom you met yesterday. She is the person whom you met yesterday. Some person who doesn't like the expression whom might say, she's the person who you met yesterday. Even that'll do. But for those who are somewhat orthodox, somewhat conservative in their approach to using and speaking English, they would say, she is the person whom you met yesterday. All right. Question number 2 is for you, Manisha. The movie was directed by Christopher Nolan. You watched the movie last week.
The movie was directed by Christopher Nolan, which you watched last week.
Answer is correct, but probably rearranging the words will make it even better. Will you try it, Manisha, again?
Yes. So I have same answer. The movie was directed by Christopher Nolan, which you watched last week.
What you are saying is correct, my dear. I don't dispute it. But probably rearranging the expressions would make it sound better. We can also say the movie that you watched last week, or the movie you watched, the movie which you watched last week was directed by Christopher Nolan. Just rearranging the expressions, rearranging the words. Okay. All right. Sushmita, the book is on the table. You borrowed the book from the library.
The book you borrowed from the library is on the table.
Try again. Use an interrogative pronoun. You have not used an interrogative pronoun. The sentence is correct. What you said is correct. But use an interrogative pronoun.
The book is on the table, which you borrowed from the library.
Again, the answer is correct, but probably rearranging the expressions would make it better. You can say, the book which you borrowed from the library is on the table. That sounds better, right? But your answer is correct. All right. Lekha, the car belongs to my neighbor. You saw the car in the driveway.
The car which you saw in the driveway belongs to my neighbor.
Spot on, my dear. Spot on. Correct. Okay, Isha, the painting is by Van Gogh. You saw the painting at the art gallery.
The painting you saw the art gallery, which was painted by Van Gogh.
Well, again, a little bit of tweaking is needed in what you said. We can say it this way. The painting which you saw at the art gallery is by Van Gogh, right? Or the painting, or we can even say the painting which is by Van Gogh is the one that you saw at the art gallery. We can combine it in any way we like. Your answer is correct, but again, rearrangement will make it sound better, right? Okay, thank you, Isha. Well done. Okay, Sneha, the laptop is on the desk. You need the laptop for your presentation. Don't let the little girl help you.
She already said all the answers which you to ask for the another contestants.
Okay.
She's speaking behind.
Great. She's a genius, I told you. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
The laptop is on the desk. You need the laptop for it. The laptop you need for your presentation, which is on the desk.
Can become better. The sentence can be better. Try again, Sneha.
The laptop is on the desk, which you need for the presentation, your presentation.
I don't say what you're saying is wrong, right? Because in colloquial English, all kinds of statements and all kinds of sentences are acceptable. And our main goal is to have fluency in spoken English. But here, rearranging the words probably will make the sentence sound better. We can say something like, the laptop which you need for your presentation is on the desk. Right?
Yes, sir.
Or you can say, the laptop which is on the desk is the one you need for presentation. You can just play around with the words and come up with an expression that sounds better to the ears. What you're saying is not wrong. It's not incorrect. I'm not suggesting what you said is not acceptable. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is we can make it better, right? Okay. Well done, Sneha. Thank you so much. Okay, Kirti. Kirti, the cake
Yes, sir.
was made by Mary. You enjoyed the cake at the party.
The cake which you enjoyed the cake which you enjoyed at the party was made by Mary.
Spot on.
Yes.
Spot on. Well done. Well done. Pallavi, if you can join us. The keys are on the counter. You need the keys to start the car.
You need to start the car are on the counter.
Perfect. Spot on. The keys which you need to start the car are on the counter. Well done. Well done. Seema, the answer is in the textbook. You found the answer in the textbook.
The answer which you find in the textbook is in the textbook.
Can you make it better and use the past tense, my dear?
Okay.
Probably using the word textbook twice is not required. You can use it just once.
Okay, sir. The answer which you found. The answer that you found is in the textbook.
Well, again, your sentence is correct, but interrogative pronoun can be used here. We can say, the answer which you found is in the textbook. That's it. That's all you need to say. That's all
Okay, sir.
we need to say, right?
Okay,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Seema. Well done, Seema. Okay, moving on. Vamsi, the cookies are delicious. You baked the cookies yesterday.
The cookies which you baked yesterday are delicious.
Fantastico. The cookies which you baked yesterday are delicious. Well done. Moving on. Okay. Here you just have to identify the interrogative pronoun, right? I've also given you a hint. So it's just like what? Eating toffees, candies? Simpleton questions, right? Okay. Identify the interrogative pronouns in the following sentences. Nitesh, who is your favorite author? Which is the word? Just have to give you the word.
Who is the answer?
Correct. Manisha, which movie did you watch last night?
Which is the answer?
Correct. Sushmita, whose phone is ringing?
Whose is the answer?
Correct. Lekha, to whom did you give the gift?
Whom is the answer?
Correct. Isha, what do you want for your party, for your birthday?
What is the answer?
What is the answer? Thank you, Isha. Okay. Sneha, who is singing on the stage? Which is with the word?
Who?
Who is the word on? Right. Kirti, what are you doing this weekend?
Sir, what is the what is there? Yes, what is the answer?
Okay. So let's move on now. Next one. Next one is for Pallavi. Pallavi, if you can answer this. Whose idea was it to go on a road trip?
Sir, who is the
Correct. Absolutely. Right, Pallavi. Spot on. Seema, who is going to the concert with you?
Sir, who is the answer?
Who is the answer? Correct. Vamsi, which color do you like better, red or blue?
Which is answer?
Which is the answer? And which color? Which is your favorite color, by the way?
Red.
Red. Okay.
And also blue.
Oh, great. All right. All right. Okay. Now, exercise number 4 will be attempted only by Manisha. Manisha and Manisha alone. Nobody else is going to answer this. Then we have an exercise 5 also, which will follow this, which everybody is going to take answer turn wise. This is only for Manisha, right? Manisha, I'll read this paragraph for you, and then you have to answer this all by yourself. Read the paragraph and insert the appropriate interrogative pronouns where necessary. Where necessary, mind it. May not be there in some places. Maria was excited because she had received an invitation to the masquerade hall. She wondered dash she could invite as her date. She also considered dash dress she should wear to the event. As she prepared for the ball, Maria thought about dash she might meet and dash conversations they would have. She decided to wear a beautiful mask, but she couldn't decide dash color it should be. As the night approached, Maria couldn't help but wonder dash might be behind the masks of the other attendees. I'll give you 1 minute to ponder. 1 minute, no one is going to say anything. Even I'll mute myself. Apply your mind, Manisha. Try to come up with all correct answers. For the next 1 minute, I'll shut my mouth up. So will everybody else.
Sir, I'm ready. May I?
Fantastic, my dear. You are so sharp, huh? Sharp, you're ready in a flash. Okay, go ahead, Manisha. Shoot. 1 second,
Maria-
1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Now shoot.
Maria was excited because she had received an invitation to a masquerade ball. She wondered whom she could invite as her date. She also considered which dress she should wear to the event, and I feel that which and what both could be the answer of this. As she prepared for the ball, Maria thought about whom she might meet and what conversations they would have. She decided to wear a beautiful mask, but she could not decide what color or which color it should be. As the night approached, Maria couldn't help but wonder who might be behind the masks of the other attendees.
Well done. Well done, Manisha. Most of the answers are correct. There are some places where probably the answer could have been different. I will give you my side of the solutions. What you are saying, the solutions that you have given are also correct. Let's make it pretty clear, right? Maria was excited because she had received an invitation to a masquerade ball. Great. She wondered whom she could invite as a date. Completely agree with you. She also considered which dress she should wear to the event. What will also do, I again agree with you, but probably which will be more classical, more orthodox, more conservative. And I would be picking up which if I have to pick up one of these two. You are spot on. As she prepared for the ball, Maria thought about, here, you said whom, right? Thought about whom she might meet. Well, correct. Okay? Agree with you again. Who she might meet, again, probably would be correct. But which one would I pick? Whom she might meet. Because the objectival sense appears to be more prominent over here. And what conversations what conversations will also do. But, which conversations will also do. But more appropriate would be what conversations they would have. That is my style. Whether that is correct or incorrect, again, difficult to tell. Some people will tell you which conversations. So I agree with you again. that both options are acceptable here. She decided to wear a beautiful mask, but she couldn't decide which color it should be. What color it should be? Well, not incorrect, but which probably will be better. As the night approached, Maria couldn't help but wonder who might be behind the masks of the other attendees. So by and large, I agree with your answers. Well done. Manisha, you did it in quick time and did it pretty well. Moving on. Here are the solutions, but the solutions are not necessarily the only solutions possible. Going ahead. Okay, Sushmita, choose the correct interrogative pronoun to complete each sentence. Dash do you think will win the competition? Unmute yourself, my dear.
Who do you think will win the competition?
Spot on. Who do you think will win the competition? Isha, Dash is the capital of France. Unmute yourself, my dear.
Sorry, sir. Which is the capital city
Which
of
is the
France?
capital city of France? Spot on. Sneha, Dash owns that beautiful mansion on the hill.
Who owns the beautiful mansion on the hill?
Perfect. Lekha, Dash time does the train to the New York depart?
What time does the train to New York depart?
Brilliant. Well done, my dear. Well done. There is no logic to the answer, but that is how we speak English. We usually don't say which time. It is always what time. What time are you coming? What time are we going to have lunch? Well done, Lekha. Very well done. Really appreciate this answer. Okay. Kirti, to Dash did you lend your umbrella?
Sir, to whom did you lend your umbrella?
Spot on, Kirti. Pallavi, Dash do you believe, Pallavi, I haven't finished the question. Dash do you believe is the best candidate for the job?
Who do you believe is the best candidate for the job?
Perfect, spot on. Another proof that you, Shivam, and Kirti are good friends. I can hear all the ambience. The ambience of the platform is
Yes, sir.
audible. Okay, thank you, Pallavi. Thank you, Pallavi. Sorry, my apologies. Okay. All right. Seema, Dash kind of music do you enjoy listening to?
Sir, which kind of music do you enjoy listening to?
Here, both will do. Which kind of music
Yes.
is probably more classical? What kind of music will also do? Correct.
Yes.
All right. Moving on. Vamsi, Dash did you see at the art gallery last night?
Whom did you see at the art gallery last night?
Whom did you see at the art gallery last night is classically correct. Conservative, from a conservative point of speaking English, correct. Who will also do, although not correct, but will do, because people speak that way these days. All right. Nitesh, Dash do you prefer, tea or coffee?
What do you prefer, tea or coffee?
Well, again, in the classical sense, it's again, see, I'm not saying what I'm saying is correct, right? What do you prefer, tea or coffee, is spot on, not wrong. But some people would like to say, which do you prefer, tea or coffee? Some people speak that way also. And some classicists actually speak that way. Which do you prefer, tea or coffee? So it's more like for your information than it being a quiz of your understanding of English, right? All right. Manisha, Dash does this adorable puppy belong to?
Who does this adorable puppy belong to?
Wonderful. Actually, in the classical sense, both the alternatives are incorrect. It should have been whom, right? But since whom is not there, that is why who is the correct alternative. Thank you very much. We have, with that, finished our exercises. And here is my compliment for all of you. Great genius. All of you are geniuses. I know that. Now give yourself a loving pat if you have practiced spontaneous speech, shadowing, and coterie talk today. The pat should be, okay, let me end this and tell you. The pat should be like this on your head. Light pat. Don't hit yourself like this, okay? That'll be terrible. Don't do that. Okay. So give yourself a pat if you want to. Whenever you want to give the pat, you can do that. Okay. Right now, today, be ready for the two demonstrations now. And only Vamsi is exempted today, because Vamsi, I'll still give 3 or 4 days more before I actually tell him a few more things, and then he can also give live demonstrations. Not that he's incapable of doing it right now. He can do it very well right now, but still, I'll hold him for a few days right now, and thereafter, Vamsi can also start giving live demonstrations. Right now, the person who's going to give us the first live demonstration of spontaneous speech today is going to be Nitesh, because Nitesh could not complete his spontaneous speech yesterday. Nitesh, be ready. Okay?
Okay.
Right. I just want to say a few things before Nitesh starts his speech. You know, interpretations of expressions can vary so much. Today, the topic that I had given to you was love life. Love life. When I wrote that topic, my intent was love for life, love life. Jeevan se pyar karo, love life, love life. But certain interpretations of some of the learned participants, not going to name, they thought I'm talking about the romantic side of life, love life, his love life, her love life, their love lives, my love life, okay, my friend's love life. That is not the love life I actually meant. I meant love life. Life, the vibrancy of life should be loved. But doesn't matter. Both love lives will do. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. So I'm just telling you how interpretations of expressions can vary from one person to another. Okay. Nitesh, my dear, can you just say hello to me?
Hello, sir.
Hello, my dear. All right. Nitesh, the topic for you is paper books or digital books. Which one I prefer? Which are the ones that I prefer? Right? Or let me change it for you and then repeat. Which work better for me? Paper books or digital books? Which work better for me? Paper books or digital books? Which work better for me? Paper books or digital books? Shoot.
Well, the topic is which works better for me, paper books or digital books? Well, I would like to say that I generally use both. It depends uh, on the on the ease of use. Generally, I like the paper books for reading stuff when I'm at home. But when I'm just traveling or somewhere where I cannot access my all the paper books or the hard copy of the books, I generally prefer to read through the digital books, and I would just tell some of the important things that I actually like about the digital books. The digital books are easily accessible, and you may find the digital books actually uh, uh, as in cheaper cost as compared to the paper books, and you can access the digital books on any device. You can access through your phone, through your PCs, and you are traveling where you cannot access the all the library of your books, then digital books come in very handy. So generally, when I travel through the metro while going to the office, or when I'm at office and there is not so much work is there, so I generally just go through the collection of books I have in my phone and just read and when you're traveling and going, you can actually utilize that time for reading when you have digital books. Because in the crowd of metro and all, carrying a book, a hard copy book, and reading is kind of troublesome sometimes. So you have to just run in through the metro during the station. You have to run. So those cases, digital books is really very good. Other features of digital books is that there are various apps. Uh, Whenever there is a kind of such word you find that its meaning is not known by you, you kind of just tap on it and you can like, get the meaning just right at that place. So it kind of helps sometimes that you don't have to go through the dictionary to actually find the meaning of the words. So in that way, digital books for but sometimes the just reading through the screen for more length of time, it kind of becomes very kind of tiring sometimes for the eyes. So for that, I would say that it's it's like that. But because of the convenience, we generally prefer the digital books. But I do have when I'm at home and I have access to my library, I generally and the digital books is good for if you want to just try some of the books that you actually want to buy for accessing if you want to read more times, then you can actually. I have read so many books in digital version. Then after that, I bought the hard copy as well. Like recently enough, I was reading a book named "We Have No Idea." It's about the universe, and it is such a great book. I have actually read it two times in digital format. I have bought the hard copy also, and I'm reading again because it's really amazing book for expanding your knowledge about the space, universe, everything. So, so I have so many books on the digital platform for this. But the actual experience of reading books is kind of felt when you read the paper books, and the experience is something different. And when you read through the paper books, it kind of ingrains in your memory that you read it. You are just turning each page and reading through it, and sometimes it kind of gives you a better experience when you read through the paper books. And other thing is that, well, I would like to tell you is that what kind of book I like and what kind of book I prefer to read. Generally, you may have seen that I am not good at just like concocting stories and other things because I mostly don't read the fictional books. I mostly don't. I've started after Sir has recommended some of the books, some of the fictions I started reading. But previously, I generally didn't like to read the fiction books. But I used to like science fiction, of course. So generally used to read the kinds of books related to science, space, and related to spirituality, related to self-improvement, and and different kinds of books. I have read books on uh, books about space, like We Have No Idea, like A Brief History of Time. A Brief History of Time was one of my first books that I actually bought, and that book also was kind of a copy of the original book. I asked my father that I want to buy this book. And the place where I used to live, there was no such shop available to buy that. So when my father went to Kolkata, he brought that book. And at that time, I was in my 10th class. And I had just completed my matriculation examination. And after that, I started reading that book. I just felt in love with that book. As, as, as from my childhood, I was very much curious about space and other things because in my childhood I used to watch shows related to this kind of things. So I was very much curious about space and the scientific development that has been done. Because in our school books, not much is taught about these things. In our school books, in our school textbooks, we are generally taught about just basic things, but not about the cosmos, not about the actual experiments, actual
Okay, that should
discoveries that are going
do.
on.
That should do. Wow, what a display of effortless speech. Great. Wonderful. Please
Thank you, sir.
unmute your mics
Thank you, sir.
and give him a huge round of applause. He deserves it. The best part about your delivering speeches is, Nitesh, you're being completely at ease, not bothering about what people might be thinking about what you are saying, not worrying about whether you are making mistakes, just letting that random flow of thoughts take expressions of words and coming out of your mouth. Wonderful. What do I say? What a great job you have done. And I must say that this speech is in keeping with the high standards that you have set for yourself. Effortlessness is the best part. You could be there could be grammatical errors, errors in sentence construction, maybe certain digressions here and there, but those things happen to everyone. Even when I deliver spontaneous speeches, such things happen. Even when the super gurus do it, still such things happen. So I must say that you are on your course to becoming a pro, a true pro. This effortlessness is what I'm so fond of this effortlessness that you demonstrate every time you deliver a speech. A tremendous quality that you have. Thank you, Nitesh, for such a wonderful speech. And well done.
Thank you.
The topic wasn't
Thank-
easy, I tell you. Although it sounds very easy, it might appear very easy, paper books or digital books, but not so easy, right? You have covered certain points which are very, very creditable. Very well done. All right. So let's see what your
Thank you.
friends are.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, my dear. As Manisha said to me yesterday, I'm saying to you, you deserve every bit of these praises. Okay? Let's see. What are your friends saying for you? All right. So, my team says, flawless performance, Nitesh. Agree with my team completely. This is flawless spontaneity. The speech in content, in the context of grammar, in the context of syntax, doesn't have to be flawless. The spontaneity has to be flawless, and it was flawless. Well done. Kirti says, you did a fabulous job as always. And then there are 6 dozen plus 1 set of claps for you, right? Kirti is clapping for you constantly. Agree with you, Kirti. Very well done. Then Seema says, wonderful and so organic, the speeches. Nitesh, great job you did. And then there are 4 thumbs up for you. And of course, half a dozen claps, right? Half a dozen sets of claps, which could mean even hundreds of claps. All right. Vamsi writes, great performance, Nitesh. You have a great free flow of thoughts. Spot on, Vamsi. You said exactly what I said. His spontaneity is brilliant. He just doesn't stop. Keep speaking, no matter what. No matter what. Well done, Nitesh. And Vamsi, very rightly explained. All right. Manisha says, you attempted the speech effortlessly and your confidence and knowledge are worth praising as usual, Nitesh. And then she has given you this sign. This sign, normally filmmakers use. Those who try to make a show of themselves. I've seen some of the directors doing this as if they're concentrating something because the frame looks like this, 16:9 or 4:3 in the good old era. And they would behave like this. And one day I asked a director, hey, what are you doing? Are you checking the frame this way? Don't you have any imagination, any mental screen where you could be visualizing things? Why do you have to make the hands like this? But what Mansi has sent is what Manisha has sent is so cute right? So you have been placed under scanner now. You are under Manisha's scanner. Manisha has put you on the scanner so that you can motivate her. She can take away some goodies from you. I mean, in exchange of the goodies that she'll be giving you back, because she's the kind of girl who would never take free buys. Okay. She will always have a wonderful, brilliant exchange of ideas. And both of you are geniuses, as are all other friends of ours. So, very well said, Manisha. And Manisha also writes something beautiful in the end. She says, keep growing. Okay. All right. Now, Isha says, great speech. You are such a genius, Nitesh. And then there are claps and 3 sets of thumbs up for you. And indeed, Isha is spot on, as always. Okay. Pallavi says, amazing performance, Nitesh. Then there are claps for you. You are really a pro speaker with great knowledge. And then there are 2 beautiful smileys, cute little smileys. I agree with Pallavi to the core. All right. Lekha says, you were very cool when you delivered the speech. It's always good to listen to you, Nitesh. Absolutely correct, Lekha. You are spot on again. He is such a delight to listen to. I love listening to him because the way he comes up with ideas, and then he's sure to educate you. No matter what topic you give him or which topic you give him, because we are dealing with interrogative pronouns today, Nitesh will come up with some brilliant stuff. Right? You'll love to listen to this boy. Okay. And Nitesh says, thank you so much, everyone. And Sneha, love personified, says, like every time you did fantastically, you did today also. Congratulations, Nitesh. And then there are claps. Okay. Sneha, you are absolutely correct. Okay. So well done, Nitesh. Well done. Okay, so our next speaker today is Seema. Seema, pull your socks up. Seema, are you
Yes, sir.
ready? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Put on your camera and say hello to me.
Sir, actually, I am at outside, so
Will you
and I'm
be,
walking as well. Yes,
can we
yes,
do,
I'm comfortable. Yes, sir.
all right. Okay. Your topic, Seema is, and I warn you, it's a difficult topic. Your
Okay, sir.
topic is from consciousness to super consciousness. From consciousness to super consciousness. From consciousness to super consciousness. Shoot, Seema.
Okay, sir. So, good evening, everyone. As sir gave topic to me, that is consciousness. Sorry, from consciousness to super consciousness. Which I meant from these words, like if I'm talking about consciousness, what is the conscious state of our mind or of our body? From my perspective, it could be like when we sense, when our sense organs feel everything, or we can say, we can mean by our sense the different things, or the maybe the feelings, or anything else which can be, which we want to understand by our sense organs. And in the consciousness, all our sense organs are like at active mode. And when we talk about the super consciousness, if I am talking about this, then I can mean it like super consciousness means to the situation when we deeply when we go deeply in the things, and we understand the minute things, the minute features of the things, or the situation, or the feelings. It can be anything. So, from my side, it's like the consciousness, when we start from the consciousness and it leads to super consciousness. in the super consciousness, I feel uh, when we connect to the things or the persons or the situations very minutely, or the, I can say, aggravately, we are so connected with the things, and we try to understand the things uh, in different dimensions, I can say. And in consciousness, like if we want to improve our consciousness, so then we need to do meditation on daily basis. It can really help us, like mindfulness. It can mindfulness when we think about the things very focusly, or I can say very concentratively, when we feel the things. Okay, and then this stage leads to the super consciousness only. If I think that if we don't consciously understand the things, then we can't lead to the super consciousness, because the very first level of understanding things is the consciousness about the thing, and it leads to the super consciousness level when we think about differently, or the different things, or the different dimensions of the things. uh, right now I may be repeating things, but I try to connect with the topic and express my views. So if I am talking the super conscious level, it the situation when we super consciously attach with the things, I think we will more able to connect the things and analyzing the situation well. And I think uh, it also give more impact on us, or more uh, give more influence to us. And and there are so many activities which from which we can able to more conscious about the things. uh, there are some more examples, like if we relate to consciousness about the things, like the when we think more, or the we it I also relate it to the overthinking as well. When we overthink about the things, it also maybe I can say it may be harmful for us, because when we conscious about uh, so many things, when in that situation we are not able to perform very well in comparison to the if we take things in an easy mode. In practical sense, I can also think like that about this word. And I think we should be neutral with the things, and we should try to be neutral with the things. Like sir always said, the word sahaj, or balancing. I can also relate it to the balancing our feelings or our behavior as well. So so we need to try to balance ourselves, uh, and and
Okay,
don't try.
Seema, that should do. That
Thank you,
should
sir.
do. And claps for you. Let me tell you, this was one of the most difficult topics that we have ever seen our performers, I mean, our learned participants performing on. So certainly a very difficult topic, and you pulled it off well. Yes, there were repetitions. Yes, it could have been better. I must certainly say this, that I should say that you can do a much, 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 much better job. Much, 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 much better job. Right? Because I know your caliber. I know your talents. I know your potentials. And also because I know you personally, I can tell you that you are certainly capable of doing far, far better. Yet, on a public forum, coming up with a speech on a topic that is so horrendously difficult in the material sense, but beautiful in the spiritual sense, is not easy, right? Because you will find references to supramental consciousness, super consciousness, and other such beautiful concepts of Sanatana Dharma in our scriptures, and also in the commentaries of great philosophers like Annie Besant and Margaret Noble, Sri Aurobindo, Jiddu Krishnamurti. Great people, great thoughts, right? So I certainly feel that you have all reasons to be proud of yourself, my dear. You have done a very good job, right? But yes, if I have to put my thoughts across in a candid way, I do have to add that you can do much, much better. Much, much better. Much better, right? Still, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. All right, let's see what your wonderful friends are saying. All right. Okay. Okay, my team says impeccable performance, Seema. I agree with my team. Impeccable, because this was impeccable spontaneity. The best part about the speech was you did not stop. Yes, you ran short of ideas at times, but you did not stop, my dear. That itself is a huge achievement. You have to keep speaking. And if you have a difficult topic to speak on, it becomes all the more difficult to keep that continuity. But you achieved it. Well done. Impeccable in that sense. I completely agree with my team. Isha says, did a wonderful job, Seema. Claps for you and thumbs up for you, and also a lovely, beautiful heart. And cherish this heart. This heart is this heart is the ethereal heart of knowledge personified, right? So, after knowledge personified, we have love personified. What does she say? Sneha says, well done, Seema. Keep going like this. And there are claps. Again, Sneha is spot on. Sneha is absolutely right that you have done very well. I agree with her. The fact that you could have done better does not mean that you did not do well. You actually did very well. Pallavi says, really nice performance. It was really a very difficult topic. My mind was out of words initially when I heard the topic, but you really did a great job. Well done. There are thumbs up and claps and this for you, right? A pair of thumbs up, a pair of this, and 4 sets of claps, which could mean infinite amount of appreciation and love for you. All right. Vamsi says, wonderful attempt, Seema. You have handled a difficult topic with a lot of courage. Vamsi couldn't have been more correct. He is spot on. Very difficult topic and very beautifully pulled off. But yes, I'm saying that you can do better because I know your caliber. I have seen how talented you are. All right. Kirti says, although the topic is indeed difficult, you did an excellent job, and there are dozens of claps for you. Dozens of claps for you. And my team again says, kindly, okay, this is not a part of the appreciation, okay. And Seema says, yes, sir, I admit with your views and feeling the same about me. And then there are this admiration and respect for me that she has given me through the namaskar icon. Thank you for the respect. Thank you for the love and affection, Seema. Yes, indeed, you have to admit, because you know your talents and I know your talents. I know what kind of caliber you have. You have a super sharp mind, right? So the performance was no doubt good, but it could have been super sharp. just in keeping with the kind of brain that you have, the kind of intelligence that you have, the kind of wisdom that you have. So, well done still. Manisha says, you did an amazing job, Seema, on such a difficult topic. It's always a pleasure listening to you and your wonderful thoughts. And then there is a namaskar and a cutie smiley. Nitesh says, great performance, Seema. This topic was really very difficult. It requires a very deep knowledge about Indian philosophy to speak on this topic. You did a really commendable job. Keep improving. And then there is a pair of thumbs up. Okay, Seema has a message for all of us. I'll just read this out for all of you. Seema has written, thanks a lot to all my lovely friends for encouraging me. And then there are namaskars for all of you. Okay. Good night, all of you. And thank you all.
Good night, sir. Thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good
Good
night,
night, everyone.
Good night.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Good night.
Good night. Take care.
Good night, sir.
Good night.